Again. So now so far we have learned about all the basic editing of the video, and right now we're trying to learn about how to animate and resources in Premiere Pro, and how do we do clip transitions. Okay, so actually, when you're watching videos, okay, say for example those titles, they go up and down, and there are motions for the titles, the pictures or the video clips. Okay, so well, right now in this sample project, I have a title which is a text, and I have two pictures of two penguins, and I have the video of the rainfall, and I have another text which is really big. Okay, so right now I'm trying. First of all, I will try to illustrate you how do you animate objects. Okay, so for example, for this title rainfall, I wanted to, to be at the bottom of the screen, outside the screen, in the very beginning, and slowly come up to the middle. Okay, how would I do it? So I would like to make motions to it. So if I click on the clip and I go to Effect Control at the upper left hand side, you can see, of course, you can see the positions that you can do, and is the XY position defining how where it is, and scale how big it is. Okay, and let me put it back to 100. Okay, and so what are we going to do is we are going to use toggle animation. You see this little clock here next to the position. So if I want to animate the position, which we are trying to do is from outside the bottom of the screen, gradually move up, right? So I will start toggling animation. Okay. So when I hit that, so you see, this is a little diamond here, which you just don't see another side of the diamond. But this is what we call a keyframe. So what I'm doing right now is I'm going to try to move it out of the screen. Okay. So now this this title is outside the screen right here, right now. You can see as I drag. Okay, it's outside the screen. So maybe after 1.5 seconds, okay, maybe 2 second. After 2 seconds, I want it to be at the middle. So I move the timeline to 2 seconds here. Right now, as you can see, I move it up, okay, to here where I want it to. So you can see that when I move it up, there's another diamond that appears here, and you see this circle become a solid circle as well. You see, it's a add or remove keyframe. Every diamond here is called a keyframe. It is something that you specify to the computer, telling it, hey, here is where I want this title to be in at this moment of the time. And this keyframe is, hey, here, which is outside the screen, is where I want it to be in the middle of the, in that keyframe time in 0 seconds. So if I define two keyframes, right now I define two keyframes, and the only difference is the position. Okay, one of them is outside the screen, which is the beginning keyframe, and another one is in the middle of the screen. What the computer will do is it will actually try to compute the difference. So probably the difference is the difference in the y-axis of the position, and it will actually even distribute it. So you can see now if I play it. Oh, let me click back. Okay, when I hit play, see, it will try to meet the target. So I'm telling it, hey, it is outside the screen now, and it is inside the screen now. So it comes in. Okay, so same way, if I wanted to move out of the screen, I could insert multiple keyframes as well. Okay, for example, right now what I'm trying to do for this title is after it comes in for 2 seconds, I want it to be, say, staying in the screen for 2 seconds. So I will move my timeline to here. Maybe I just type it here. 4 seconds. Okay, so 0 to 2 seconds, it moves up, and 2 seconds to 4 seconds, I want it to stay. So I'm trying to add or remove keyframe at the current setting, which if I click it here right now, it will actually add a keyframe here. And this keyframe is actually the same as this keyframe. Okay, and so as you can see right now, the diamond changed. The left side of this diamond changed to solid diamond, and this diamond, the left side is solid and the right side is not filled, which means actually the diamond with the sides that are not filled is the end point, and that's the end of the animation. Okay, so right now, so it's saying it will animate from outside the screen, go in the center, and stay for 2 seconds. And so I'm trying to move to the end of this clip. And now I want it to go to maybe run out to the right hand side. Okay, I will drag this out. I increase the X. Okay. Okay, so let's see what will happen. Let's go back to the front and play. It goes in slowly, stay for 2 seconds, and swipe out. Okay, so as you can see, what I just did is I defined 4 keyframes, the 4 most important places where it have to be in. First is outside the screen. Second is stay in here, in the middle of the screen so that it will compute the motion from outside the screen to the center of the screen. And then second to third is I ask it to stay in the second of the screen for this duration. And then for the last part is from the middle of the screen, swipe out of the screen. Okay, fairly easy. So this is how you can do animations. Note that right now I just toggle animation for the position. And so I will only animate the position. And if I want to change the scales and others, I can toggle them individually as well. Say for example, if I wanted to come in as far as to also to magnify or it will also work. Okay, I'll just click the scale. Maybe I would have it for 20%. And then I want it to you see it's now 20%. And now I move the timeline and I want it to be roughly here. I want it to be already 100%. It's totally okay. And if I, so let's play. And then if I want it to be in here, is continue to be 100%, so I add a keyframe. I want it to shrink for a little bit, so I would be making it 70%, and then I will make it 100% again here. So it will keep going slow, small, big, big, small, big. So let's see what will happen when I play. See that? So actually different different animation, they're independent but they can work together. You can see right now I have different uh, keyframes for each of them. So what it matters is for each I toggle it off so that I remove this keyframe so to remove the complications. But what it matters for this animation for the position is all in this line. They're all in this line. If I want to toggle rotations and other things, they will be correspond to their own line. Okay, so this is how the animation will work. And animating the title, and you can also animate pictures as well. So I can just move on to here. Maybe I'll just move it here outside the screen. Okay. I can toggle the position, toggle animation again, and this one I will just do it simple. I just to move to the end, and I want this to be in the other side of the screen. So the penguin will actually walk across the screen. When I play on it. See that this is how you do animations. Well, of course, these are simple motions, but if you want it to go around to be more complicated, you should add more keyframes. Say, for example, right now here, I want the penguin to be, this is penguin, and I wanted the penguin to be at this corner. So in the beginning is in this corner, and I will just make it a little bit longer. It's okay like this. Okay. In the beginning, I toggle the position, and then after a little bit, I want its position to be here, and then after a while, I want its position to be after a while, I want its position to be up here. Okay, so I define a few positions and when I play on it, okay, look, if I'm doing on this picture, I try to uh, uh, make it go and actually go in a curve. You try to compute a curve as well. Okay, so if you want it to be on straight line, you probably want to what you want to do is okay. I'll go back to the particular keyframe. So how do I come back to this keyframe to edit this keyframe? So right now you can see I'm right around the keyframe and I have a circle here with no solid. Okay, I can use the arrow key to left and right to move the to timeline until to the point where hey, I'm on this keyframe now. So what I can do is I can move one uh, frame down, and then right now I'm outside this keyframe, okay? And I add another keyframe here. So the two keyframes. So play. So if you have two keyframes here, actually in this timeline, there's two adjacent keyframes that are actually really close together. So right now, okay, so let me do it again. So say for this corner, it's still running curve, you can see. Okay, so if I want to prevent to run curve, I can use the arrow key. I'm using the left arrow key to move slowly until I reach the keyframe. Look at this, change from a circle into a solid circle. Okay, this is the keyframe that we defined before. So now I will press the right arrow key once more. Look at this difference. I will move the timeline a little bit so that I'm outside the keyframe. So I would click here and add another keyframe. So now I add another keyframe here, and so that asks it to stay in here for one frame. So see what will happen. It will go straight up, straight right, and straight down. So right now, how many keyframes do we have? We have one keyframe here. We have two keyframes here. It's just too small so that you cannot see, but we actually have two keyframes here, which in between those two keyframes, there's only one frame. And so ask it to stay for one frame so it can go in angle. Okay, so right now I can add two more frames here and one frame at the bottom. Okay, so maybe next is I want it to rotate as well. So when it comes to here, and I want it to do a rotation toggling. So I want it to rotate a little bit. Okay. And then it will be here all the way to here, maybe roughly here. I add a keyframe. And I want it to rotate downward as well. I will continue to rotate. Okay, for example, so play. Go up, turn, go down. See that? Actually, as I just said before, you can do a combination of different animations, and they're independent of each other, and you can have different keyframes in different times. So all these four keyframes will only affect the rotations, and these few keyframes will affect the position. And so this is how you can animate pictures. You can animate titles. You can also animate the video as well. So maybe most of the time we would try to animate is probably the scale. So if I try to do scale here, and I do is, oops, maybe I used the wrong one. So maybe I just use here. Okay, I would have a scale, and then maybe I can zoom in as well. So I have a scale here, and then maybe I move in a little bit. I scale 200%. So you can see it will actually zoom in itself. Okay, let's try. Play. You see the screen is being zoomed in here. Okay, so I'll just go back to here and I just remove the scale. It will delete all the existing keyframe associated with the scale. I say okay. Okay, so this is how you're going to do it, and then next would be some of the interesting features is, okay, I have a word here. It's actually extra large, okay? If you drag left and right, you can see spectacular. This is a really big word. And this is just one of the effects that I can do. Okay, I just put it here. Okay, I already added to here, okay? Let me put back the opacity to 100%. Okay. Oops. Cancel. Okay. So I already added it here. Spectacular. What you can do is, there's something that you can do really interesting is, well, it's just the same as what we've done is, I can animate the motion, I can animate the position, I can animate is initially it should be here, and then at the end it should, oops, let me redo it. Okay, for some reason the whole word disappeared. I put it here. Okay. Okay, I select this motion in the beginning. The position would be here, and then at the end, the position should be. Oops, wait. Okay, the position should be. Oh, it's chopped off. Let me try to edit this to see what happened. Well, it should still be here, but let me try again. Okay, something happened. Okay, so I will try on this. Okay, in the beginning I have a position. In the beginning it should be here. Oh, I think it's about the memory error or somehow. Okay, and then at the end I would have it here, and then what I'm going to do is I can also reduce the opacity. Say for example here I can have 30% of opacity. Play. See, you can actually overlay some of the words using reduced opacity. Of course, you have to fix the word here, which I don't really fix it right now. So, okay, this is how we do the animations. And about transitions is also easy. So we go to effects, and let's zoom in. Okay, we have two different clips, right? So in the effects, there's one called video transitions. Okay, you can try different transitions, but right now I try to cross this off. How would it do is there it will provide transition between different clips. Okay, what I'm going to do is I drag the cross this off, maybe the transition I like, to somewhere you see in between two clips, so you can see when I drag in. Okay, let me zoom in this timeline. Okay, when I zoom a timeline good enough and I drag on it, you can see I can put in a transition in between two clips. And when I put it in, and when I further zoom in a little bit more, okay, you can see there's a cross dissolve transition here. I can actually, when I just play from here, okay, it goes. And then I can actually drag and increase the transition from for the duration, and so it will transit slower. Look. So it will slowly transit there. Okay, so here is how you can do transition as well. And so here's what we are going to cover today.